Yeah,
I saw
shoot
your
me a
like,
turn. That's
enjoying
okay.
them.
How are you doing? Oh, yeah, we were trying to figure out what to do because I didn't actually know what button to
And,
press. So I was just sitting there frantically going,
and I
ah.
swear,
Anyway, it worked. It worked. I'm not adept at
I'm good.
technology at all. How are you doing? Happy Friday.
Can you hear me now?
Hold on, you cut out for a second.
I said, how's your week
Yeah, I can
been?
hear you now. Oh, well, I have been
Dude,
sick for the
me
entire
too.
week.
Sinus
Re-
absolutely killing
Wow.
me. My allergies have been so bad all week.
Yeah, me too. I woke up at 3 a.m. Sunday, sick, and then progressively it just got worse and worse and worse. But I'm good today, so
See,
I'm
I woke
alive.
up
I'm
the
on here now.
same. Sunday, I woke up just like absolutely horrible sinuses. And Thursday was the absolute worst. And then this morning, I woke up and I was like, okay, I feel pretty good. Like, let's do it.
Yeah, so for me, it was like Monday or Tuesday. I
We were
want to
in
say that was the absolute
Galveston
worst.
all weekend. And I don't know if that made it worse or what, but we're back in. And I'm
Oh
like, if I get
no,
sick again, I'm going to know it's Galveston this whole time.
it's the
But
ocean.
the fun, I also bring the sick
The
vibes. It's
ocean.
okay, though. It's totally.
It's okay. All right, guys, welcome to another live. Today I'm here with a very special guest. Would you like to
Hi, so
tell
my
people
name is
about
Taylor
yourself?
Morgan. I'm a full-time actress and part-time model. I got started with John Casablanca Center and got all my training through them. And then I was soon taken on by Keelan Brooks with Blitz Dolls and also with MTM and also with Hannah Noel Models. I've been doing this for about 4 years now and I love it. I would not want to do anything else with my life.
Now, what made you
So,
want to start acting?
funny enough, I grew up hating theater as a kid, and I was like, "There's no way, like, I'm ever gonna do this." And then my best friend joined it in like seventh or eighth grade, and I was like, "All right, like, I'm gonna join it too." And then it immediately like clicked with me. I felt at home. The people there were the sweetest people I ever met. I had so much fun developing into another personality and into another character and kind of diving into the mindset of another person. And you're getting to explore so many things. And for me, I can never, Gabe, you can probably relate to this. I can never pick one job or one occupation. Like one day I want to be a police officer, one day I want to be one day I want to be this.
Right.
And as an actress, you get to be all of that. You get to be
Yeah, you get to be all of that. I remember I initially wanted to be an engineer before I started all of this, and now my mom was just like, "Hey, you that engineer thing, you want to try that again?" And I'm just
you're
like,
just
"No,
like,
I'm
yeah,
bad at
I
math. I
started
can't
off
anymore."
wanting to be a doctor. My boyfriend's an engineer now, but I wanted to be a doctor. Theater my
Oh
life
wow.
over one day. And my mom's like, "You want to be a doctor again?" And I'm like, "Nope,
Nope,
this
nope.
makes
This
me
is it.
happy."
This is it. I mean, yeah,
Literally,
we're acting like you can
my
pretend to
next
be a doctor, and it's
role I'm
still the
playing
same
actually
thing.
on Faceless, which I can't tell a whole lot about, but I can say that the person that I'm playing is a nursing student, so I'll get to be in scrub. I'm a hair.
See, there we go. You did it. You did. It's actually kind of similar to me because at first when I started acting, I was like, "Oh, this is kind of weird," you know. But then I clicked, something clicked,
Yes,
and
it's
now
definitely
here I
not
am.
for
So
everybody. It either clicks with you, or you're like, "Oh, this is kind of different. This is kind of weird," and then eventually it clicks, or it never clicks. But it's
pretty much, yeah. Now, what would you say is like your main motivation to continue going? Because I know this is like a very hard industry sometimes. So I want to know
It
what
is
is your drive to
hard. The
keep going.
past 2 weeks have definitely been the hardest for me and the most challenging. And a lot of people don't like my answer to this, but I am my biggest inspiration and my haters. I love hearing the
Really?
negative feedback. I love hearing the nitpickiness. I love people telling me that I can't do something because when I hear that, that just pushes me to want to go further. And I want to prove them wrong just as much as I want to prove myself right. I want to do this for me. I want to prove that I can for me. And for all the people out there that say I can't, I want to make them watch me do it.
And
And
that's
that's
perfect
motivation.
motivation. I
I
can
mean,
get
I
behind that
absolutely love this.
definitely.
I mean, every minute on set, I eat it up immediately. I could not picture myself doing anything else.
See, some of the people in the comments apparently like that too.
Hello.
So there we go. Let me see. I have a list of questions that I wrote down. You think because I'm an actor, I would memorize things, but if it's not a script, I just don't memorize it. Let's see. Actually, this is a perfect lead into my other question. Do you have any advice for people who
Number
want to
one
be in this
advice, and you'll
industry?
hear it literally from every single person in any industry, is to never give up. Ever. You're gonna have people tell you you
Yeah.
can't do this. You're gonna have people cancel on you last minute. You're gonna have people tell you, hey, you have this casting, and the next minute you know you're being dropped from the casting. No matter what it is, you can't give up, because that moment that you want to give up is the moment you're probably about to achieve it all. And I just posted something about this. I'm not sure if you saw it yet or not, Gabe.
I did not. I just
Perfect
came off the
question.
top of my head when
That
writing
is
questions.
perfect. My
It is
last
actually
post is
perfect,
all
yeah.
about like never giving up, because if you give up, you have no idea. It's always like the gold mining story. The gold miner quits right before he's about to like hit strike gold. I mean, that's kind of like the acting industry. You could quit right before your biggest role pops up.
Right. That's, yeah, I think so, definitely. Because I know I've read a
Yeah,
lot of stories about actors
and
who
a
have
lot of
almost
actors
quit and then they get
too
the big
started
role.
off homeless.
So,
I mean, Steve Harvey, absolutely homeless, had nothing, and then striked gold.
well, there we go. And just keep working towards it and
Hello.
it'll happen. Now then, what would you say is your favorite part about like acting
Easily
or
meeting all
modeling
the new
in general?
people. I love like meeting you, Gabe, or meeting some of the models I've worked with on set. It's meeting those people that are also creative minded like you, that just keeps the spark going. It keeps you energized. I love going to like Houston or Dallas and meeting old friends that I've worked with on set, or even better, getting to work with those friends again on set. It's the absolute best.
I agree. Yeah,
Yes,
talking to all these
it's
different
like,
interesting people
and it's so much
for the highlight.
diversity in the field too. You're always meeting someone different with different interests. Yes.
Most definitely. Now, speaking of you being on set and everything, has there been one particular set that you like love the most, or project that you've worked on that's been like, yeah,
So
this is the
I've had
one?
a lot of favorites, people watching this that have worked with me, but working with Faceless currently, which is Dire Wolf Films, is my absolute favorite. I mean, we laugh more on set than we do work. It's literally just a nonstop joke with all of us the whole time. It feels like a family. I mean, they're very welcoming, very accepting. They have helped me grow so much in like my acting industry. I absolutely love working with them. That's totally my favorite. I mean, we just got done shooting our trailer, and the fog machines we used the whole time, like we could barely see each other in it, but we were still all
Oh no,
making jokes and having a great time.
just making jokes in the not the dark,
We
but
still
like you can't see them.
we're
You
still
just don't know what's
laughing
happening, and
like the
you're just
whole
laughing.
time. We can barely see each other, but I mean we're in each other's presence, so we're still just laughing, having a good time.
But that's definitely the best part about when you're on
Yeah,
set with people that you like, and it's just you always
yeah.
just sit around and
It's good
laugh and joke
energy
for
the whole way
hours. And
around.
yeah, it really is. It really is. No, where do you see your career being in, let's say, the next
I'm
10 years, next
hoping
20 years,
next 10,
whatever?
20 years, if I keep working and grinding hard, I'm hoping to start working with Victoria's Secret, modeling with them in the future, Under Armour and Nike. My ultimate dream is to be an actress for Marvel. I want to play a villain role for them. And eventually, one day, hopefully, having my own production company. We'll just see where the footsteps take us and what leads to what. Currently, I'm fingers crossed, waiting on a host job in Pennsylvania. But I'm kind of just moving along with the jobs right now, and this is where I'm gonna stay the rest of my life. So hopefully, I just keep climbing the ladders, working with bigger brands, and then eventually having my own production company.
Right. Fingers crossed. That's actually kind of funny that you mentioned you want to work for Marvel. I have talked about wanting to work for DC
Biggest
forever.
dream
So,
ever. I mean, I want to play Marvel villain so bad.
yeah.
I always want to play the bad guys. You always guess.
Like, I would love playing a villain or like an anti-hero or something. Like, it doesn't just go on and on because I'm a huge superhero nerd. Like, I grew up with DC Marvel. Like,
Absolutely. I
it's
want to
everything
be
for me.
the bad guys. Some people like the heroes. I like the villain stories. I think they're just misunderstood heroes.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. I love the villains. Absolutely. Now, I am out of questions, so I'm going to open this up to anyone in the comments if they have anything.
Am I allowed to
So
ask
let's
you
see here for a minute.
questions? So
Oh,
why,
yeah,
I'm
sure, you
also
can,
curious about
definitely.
this. Why did you get started in the industry?
Well, actually, well, I am only like 2 feet tall, so I'm very small for my age. I got bullied for my height, so my mother put me in acting classes to build
Okay.
up my self-esteem. And at first, when I was there, I was just like, "Can I
You're
go
like,
home, please? This is weird." I was like, "All right." this is fun. Bye. But I don't know what happened. I'm in these classes. I went through the whole program over at my agency, Page Parks, and I thought, you know
Right.
what? This is kind of fun. And so, let's see. I was 8 when I first started. I will be 18 within a few months, so I can safely say I've been doing this for pretty much
Right.
as long as I can remember.
Basically your whole life.
As long as I can remember.
You've been doing it
Basically my whole life.
you've been
So that's
doing more than you have not been doing it. Almost 10 years of it. That's
yeah, pretty much.
well,
10 years, yeah, a decade. So I will be doing this forever. I will not be an
not
engineer, unfortunately.
This is a creative field. This is the best field to be in.
Yeah. Definitely, it definitely is. Let's see. What is your podcast?
Gabe
Go
will
without a
actually
shadow.
be joining us on the podcast and will be one of our guests. But the podcast soon. It was
Yes,
postponed 2 weeks because I have been sick, and our first guest Anna is sick.
Right.
But my podcast is called Tea Time with Taylor, and we will be literally set up at like a little tea station and be chit-chatting about creative-minded people, what they do in the industry, how they got started in the industry, and some of the setbacks that they've like managed to get past. So it's all about just keeping going and for creative-minded people to stay positive and stay in that positive mindset that pushes you forward. It's been nothing but positive mindsets.
That's definitely a great thing to have, like, I don't know what it is about podcasts, but you just sit down, you get to talk, chill,
Yeah,
and
you get to meet
laugh,
so
and
many
it's a
great
time.
people through it, and it's great to hear, like, talking with you and hearing how you to keep chasing your dream is absolutely amazing. I love hearing those kind of stories because
Right.
it's sad some people for no reason other than their own securities, and I love seeing people push past that point. I mean, most of us grew up with some sort of bullies in our past or hate, and pushing past that is a beautiful thing.
There's actually a very funny thing about that in particular, because when I was acting, when I got my first project, I didn't tell anyone that I was an actor. So I just up and left one day, forever, and never came back because I started homeschooling. And
Right.
everyone was just like, what happened? And then they looked me up online one day, and all of a sudden I'm getting all these calls, some of them from the people that used to bully me.
Yes.
And, and a lot of my friends too, and they were just like, Gabriel, what happened? And I'm like, oh, well, oops, I forgot to mention that.
Small detail that I left out.
Small detail.
That's exactly.
But no, it's definitely been a blast on my end, and I hope it has been for you too.
It has, yes. But people that try to push you away before, you make something of yourself are the first ones to call whenever they see your name, on social media or on Safari.
Oh yeah, definitely. Now then, any more questions from the comment section? I do not believe so.
Nope, I think
Let's
not.
see. Let's see here. People, Peanut Gallery.
Ask for some fun questions.
You have a question?
Yes.
What's the question?
Pizza or hot dogs?
Okay. Pizza or hot dogs?
I'm a pizza girl.
I am too.
For sure.
Let's see. Definitely. Now, what kind of pizza?
Honestly, you throw anything on a pizza other than mushrooms, I'm gonna eat it. Pineapple.
Yes.
That's the real question.
Okay, hold on. Because you said anything on pizza except mushrooms. Does that mean that you accept pineapples?
That's what I was just saying. Pineapples on pizza? That's a yes for me. I like it personally. Are you
All right, I'll give it to you. Because I'm just like, why would you put fruit on a pizza? I'm still confused on that.
I didn't yet.
I have not. I'm just like thoroughly confused.
So one day, my friends got pizza, right? And I was like, oh, yes, pizza. And I went to go eat a slice that had pineapple on it. And I'll try anything one time, right? And I was like, okay, like, let me try it. It's so good. You have to try it at least one time.
All right, I'll give it a try one day. Because like I'm pretty much the same with pizza. Just put anything on it, and I'll eat it.
It's my
With
favorite.
pineapples, I'm just like, I'll try it, but it looks weird.
The only thing I haven't tried on a pizza, we're talking about anything on a pizza, that's why I'm bringing this up, is pickles. I've never seen anybody put pickles on a pizza, and I don't know if I'm going to try that one, to be honest.
See, I don't like pickles, so putting it on a pizza, it might just be like, you've poisoned me.
I don't know if it would be good or just like tangy bitterness with the cheese. I don't know. It works for a hamburger.
I mean, yeah, it works for a hamburger. So I'm just sitting here thinking, well, people put pineapples on it, then a pickle maybe.
Who woke up one day and said, let's put pineapples on a pizza? And we all just started eating it.
All right, well,
Black olives are my favorite though. You put black olives on a pizza and pepperoni.
Yeah. Now, hamburger meat on a pizza. Would you just do both, like a hamburger pizza?
Yeah, no. Yeah, that
Yeah.
sounds good actually. I mean,
Actually,
hamburger meat's normal, but
yeah.
when like made a pizza out of hamburger buns.
Huh.
And then like
I'd still try it.
I'd try it.
Yeah.
I don't know if it could get soggy. It wouldn't have that crunchiness to it.
I don't know. I think it would depend like how you make it. Now
I got
I'm
a
hungry. Jeez.
I know it's like pizza for us. I have a question now.
All right. What's the question?
Is water wet?
Fudge! Oh!
Mine's
Okay. Let me think. Because is water wet? Technically, we don't know what it is before you actually touch it or before it gets put on something. So it's impossible to know for sure whether it is actually wet or not.
I saw an explanation the other day that was like the molecules that make up water, the hydrogen and the oxide or whatever, they physically are not wet. Combining them together is what makes everything wet. So water itself is not wet, but it touching other things is wet.
Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Because I was just sitting here thinking.
Because it didn't to me. I was like, all right, we'll
Yeah.
go with this.
I will just accept the science for what it is.
Right? I was like, they were like, well, the oxygen molecules or the hydrogen molecules aren't wet. But when you combine them, then it's wet. And I'm like, well, if you combine them, it's water. So then water is wet. But
Technically,
it wasn't a science thing to me. This is why I'm not a doctor.
yeah. I don't know how I passed science class.
Science was my favorite
Really?
subject growing up. Past math. I'm not sure how I survived that one.
Yeah. See, science was my favorite subject. Then I went to high school. And then I was just like, okay, a B plus, fine, sure. A C, fine, sure. Let's just keep going.
See, in high school, I was like, A's, everything. Like, this is great. Then I got to college, and I was like, oh, C's get degrees. All right, let's do this. I was like, I'm just trying to survive.
That works as long as you pass.
I'm literally, I keep watching my chemistry, and I'm like, as long as it's a C. C's get degrees. Let's go for that C.
As long as you also don't blow up the building. That also.
Shoot, there was one year, I think it's my first year here, we were mixing chemicals to start a fire. It was the scariest semester of my life. I was so scared.
Oh, no.
Hello, Smarty Bins. Thank you for joining. Joseph, thank you for joining.
Thank you for joining, everybody. Definitely. This is because, like, I'm sitting here thinking, how do these places go so long without any chemistry incidents? If you're constantly coming in, mixing everything, it's just like, no, I would not put up with that.
Like, the seniors and the master's students, they do way more advanced experiments than we do. And we've been doing some sketchy stuff sometimes. I'm like, as a freshman, I should not be handling an open flame. Or a dry ice one semester, and I was like, oh, they're trusting us with a lot right now. I don't want to do this.
Oh, yeah, just dry ice in general. I don't know why we had dry ice one day. My grandma came in here with dry ice, and I'm just like, I'm not touching that. This is just a bad idea. Why is this in here? No, please.
I think one year we had like I think it's for Halloween. We had a punch bowl, and my mom had put dry ice at the bottom of it, and I was like, for sure, somebody's gonna grab that later, without a doubt. But it like made the whole thing smoke over, so that was pretty cool. What is
like a smoke screen.
What is your favorite genre to act in or to play a character in?
I would say probably drama.
Drama. Mine.
Drama, because like you can do a lot with drama. Like you could just be dramatic. I'm gonna throw that question back to you. What would be your favorite?
Definitely horror. I love the scary, gruesome things.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I want to be the next Scream Queen for sure. Jenna Ortega, I look up to you, my dear.
Oh, have you seen Wednesday?
I have. You're not gonna like my opinion on it, but I have.
Really? Do you not like it?
I do not, and I'm a huge Jenna Ortega fan. Like, I loved her way before Wednesday even came out. To be honest, I thought Wednesday was very childish. I thought that she could have played a bigger character, not a bigger character other than Wednesday, but more mature content. I thought it was just a very childish kind of put together film. And I know a lot of people are gonna like me saying that, but I was not a big fan of Wednesday at all. I thought it was very Scooby-Doo 2000 vibes.
Honestly, I did get Scooby-Doo vibes from it.
Yeah,
See, I love Scooby-Doo, so
yeah, I love Scooby Doo, but it's like we already have a Scooby Doo. We don't need a second. The OGs are the good ones.
I still want a Scooby-Doo reboot, man.
I
Still
love
waiting for that.
it. And like watching it as you grow up, it just becomes more funny. To be honest,
Yeah.
it just
Like, I will sit and watch cartoons all day,
oh yeah.
and I get questioned for that a lot at home, and I'm just like, no, cartoon time, leave me alone.
Nobody bothered me during cartoon
Yes.
time. But no, thought Wednesday definitely could have been, especially for Netflix. I feel like it just could have been more mature.
Yeah, I can see that, definitely.
There's a lot more that could have happened that could have progressed the plot of the story that just, I don't know. I don't think it's brought to its full potential. I know people like loved it and ranted and raved over it, and a lot of people recognize Jenna Ortega as Wednesday now, but she was such an amazing actress way before her Wednesday role.
Oh, yeah,
She's
it
great
was.
characters. She was great in You, which I don't know if you've seen You or
I've not
not, but
seen that yet,
It-
no.
it's good. It lost my interest like in season 2, but it is really, really, really good. It just got a little too gruesome for me.
Ah, right.
It's different when you're on set versus just watching it, because on set you see it being made and you're like, oh, it's fine. But watching the movie, you're just like, ooh, there it is, right in my face.
Yeah, you're just like, oh, this isn't bad, and then it gets edited and put together and everything. You're like, oh, so that's what it is. Okay.
Yes. Seeing it, and it's so funny, like, watching a movie or watching a film put together, because you know what happened behind the scenes, and it's just so funny, like, knowing you were laughing in between these two scenes, but on screen it looks so good and serious.
Right. So, if you're not into Wednesday, what is your favorite show?
I just finished Orange is the New Black,
Okay.
and it's a close tie with Orange is the New Black and Vampire Diaries.
Oh my
I know,
God.
it's very, you like
I love the Vampire Diaries.
so good. There's so much drama and plot thickening in it. Every season intensifies more. I love it.
Oh, yeah. Like, I watch way too much vampire and werewolf stuff, so that is always going to be one of my top shows.
Did you watch the originals? And I think it's the
Legacies, yeah.
Like-
The originals is personally my favorite.
See, I couldn't get through the originals after the Vampire Diaries. I like started watching the originals and it bored me. I was like, okay, I'm done.
Well, you see, I did it backwards because my mom was a huge super fan, but she was just like, no, I'm going to make you watch Klaus's antics long before you get to see anything else. So I got to sit through all the originals first, and then I went back and saw Vampire Diaries, and then at that point, Legacy was airing, so I just watched that. But I think I've seen the originals like 3 times now. I don't know.
That is so smart of your mom to do that, though, because you should see 100% the originals before you see the Vampire Diaries. Because if you watch the originals first, Klaus isn't really the bad guy.
Right.
He's just protective. Now, if you watch Vampire Diaries first, Klaus is this psychopathic killer who's just insane and can't be controlled.
Yeah, because I was just like, oh, wait a minute. He was supposed to be the bad guy the whole time? I was rooting for the bad guy? Oops.
Okay, wait, are you Team Stefan or Team Damon?
Damon.
Me too.
Damon's my favorite character in that show, so.
Yeah. Oh, he makes the show.
Oh, yeah, he does.
His character is great. Kind of scary at first, but a great character.
I mean, the thing is, with scary characters, they're more interesting, I think.
Oh, yeah, they have that little edge
Yeah.
to them. But I like Damon's soft side whenever he's with Elena, but his evil side when he's not with her.
Oh, yeah, that goes back, I think, to liking the villain more than the hero, I think.
Oh,
It's having that more complex character
yeah.
over everything else.
And talking, too, about, like, Elena and Catherine, the two opposite characters.
Catherine's our second
Nina
favorite character, so.
Nina Dobrev, to be able to play both characters, has such a wide range as an actress.
She definitely does.
Oh, my gosh. She's hands down. Her and Jenna Ortega, amazing actresses.
Both of them, yeah, they are.
But-
All right, that's enough nerd talk, I think. Any more questions? Nope. All right. Well then, thank you so much for joining me today.
I'm so glad that I was able to come on chit chat with you.
Absolutely. Go ahead and speak your title of your podcast one more time so everyone knows it.
My podcast is going to be called Tea Time with Taylor, and if you follow me, you can check it out there. It's usually one of my first 3 or 4 posts.
All righty then. And where can they follow you?
I'm sorry, you broke out.
Where can they follow you? Shout out your Instagram.
So my Instagram is Taylor Lynn Morgan, and then all my social medias are the same. It's just my full name, Taylor Lynn Morgan. No underscores, no dots.
All right. Can't wait to come on the show. I'll see you soon.
All right. Thank you,
All
guys.
right,
Bye
thank
bye.
you. Bye, everybody.